Hi, welcome to Little Life Big Dreams. This is Mary. I am out in my shed today and I'm working on a small home improvement project, if you will. I like to be able to have transportable workspaces. And so one of the things that I am doing is transforming a tray that my sister gave me. So let me show you that. Okay, so originally the tray had two legs on the back of it that were like kickstands. One went here, and then there was this bolt that went on the outside and came through, and this washer and wing nut that would hold that together, and so you could loosen it or tighten it to adjust the legs. But the legs would not stay where they were supposed to. They would always slide in, so that was kind of cumbersome. So I took them off, and I wanted... This tray is a good heavy tray. That's a funny saying in my family. When you say something is good and heavy, it means it's well built. So this is a good and heavy tray that I wanted to make legs for, but make them lightweight. So I had these PVC brackets, right? These PVC T pieces, because it's always good to have PVC laying around. And I went ahead and put a bolt and nut to secure this, so it's very secure. And then this leg in here now I stuck in there, but then I can take it out so the legs can come on or off. And I might paint them and kind of spruce this up a little bit when I'm done, but there is the first leg.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Hi, I'm Mary. And our two dogs, Nala
And Brinley.
We would like to welcome you to Little Life Big Dreams.
We are just regular people who love camping, crafting, and chasing after Nala and Bryn. And from time to time we work on home improvement. We'll be posting on Sundays each week. Most of the time what you see is our first attempt at trying out these new dreams. We hope to inspire you to try new things and share your feedback. Please subscribe to join us along this journey.
Okay, so now for the second leg, you can see that I have the T-piece here and I taped it. This is just a friendly reminder. Anytime that you are drilling into something that is round, you always want to tape it in place. Like I use Gorilla Tape here, good old Gorilla Tape. But you want to tape it in place because otherwise it will spin out of control. And that's not good. So I have the bolt in there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put a nut to hold that bolt so that this is secure to the piece. So I will show you that next. So now I threaded the nut onto the bolt, and then I'm going to use my socket here to tighten that the rest of the way down so it won't move. Now I did use brass nuts and bolts. I had them left over from an automotive repair set. I like recycling bits and pieces of things I have. So I am just making sure that nut is on there good and tight. Now this is just a short little clip about a PVC cutter. This one you can see is pretty beat up. I have the pleasure of, probably could take a little steel wool or sand that down and put some beeswax on it to bring this a little bit more back to life. But I have a great neighbor who lets me borrow tools, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you, Jerome. And then I don't have to buy them and I can return them when I'm done. But this little cutter is perfect. It'll cut up to 2 inches in diameter of PVC pipe. So I use this a lot because I like to make stuff out of PVC because it's lightweight, and especially when I'm building a prototype for something, PVC is really easy to work with. So I just wanted to show you this PVC cutter. One of these days I'm going to reorganize this shed. It just hasn't happened yet. But you can see here's the two back legs for the tray. And usually like for a lap tray, you know, when you're working in bed, or sitting on a couch. The legs are all the same length, but this had a nice pencil ledge built into it, or pen ledge. So I'm going to cut the front two legs. I'm going to cut them probably a little bit shorter, so that the tray angles. We'll see how that goes. Here's where I am with the tray tonight. That's where I'm kind of probably going to stop. So I got the holes drilled and got the bottom brackets on, but when I drilled the holes, a kind of marred the metal a little bit. So I'm going to sand this and kind of fix this piece, but then in the end this is going to be covered up anyway with a decorative color. I haven't decided what color yet. But I just wanted to show you that. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to kind of clean this up. Okay, so I have my sealer here, and I have my brush, and I'm just gonna put on another little coat here of the sealer. Take my watch off because I have a tendency to get sealer on things. There we go. And I'm just gonna put this next coat of sealer on here. I just like to use the disposable foam brushes. And get that on there. There we go. Now, before I came in here, Nala was crying at the door because anytime that Nala can, she likes to get on film. I think it's kind of funny because Brinley, I've always liked to take pictures of my dogs, and Brinley really wants nothing to do with the camera, whereas Nala can't wait to get in front of it. Just shows how different dogs can have different personalities. And again, I'm using to seal this Mod Podge, which does a nice job. Okay, so I have the 2 coats of sealer on there, but then what I did is I just took a piece of, what grit is this, 120, so higher grit of sandpaper, and what I'm doing is just lightly sanding this, if there was any rough spots, to kind of, just sand it lightly. So I've done that kind of to the whole thing. I've lightly sanded it. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe the whole thing down with a wet cloth, and then do one more coat of the sealer after it dries. And when you're lightly sanding like this and then wiping it down with a wet cloth, it's called raising the grain. So if there is any kind of grain pattern in your wood, it brings it close, it brings it more visible by doing that. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to put a 3rd coat of the sealer on the tray. So here is the tray finished. I did look at pricing pipe for the legs. It was really expensive, and so I decided that the PVC pipe was just fine. Also, if I had done metal legs, they would have been a lot more heavier. So I stuck with the tray, and what I really like about this tray is
It actually is the perfect height for me to stand at and work on a project. Or when I sit in the bed, then it is nice that way too. Now, with these legs, please post in the comments, what would you do to decorate the legs if you were going to change them up or make them, spiff them up to make it look different? What would you do to the legs? And then I just wanted to show you the nice seal on this. And then I added these little accent pieces here that I like the accent pieces that I added. Just the little rose gold there with the brass. I just like the different metals together. I think it's pretty. Not everybody's cup of tea probably, but it works just fine for me. I like it that way. So there is the completed tray. Okay, so here's a different take on this a little bit. The beautiful thing about having PVC legs is that they're friction fit. And so I came up with different size lengths of legs depending upon what I'm working on. I can just change them out. So this is more of an angled fit for when I'm sitting in bed working on a project.